In 2014, the Clippers were facing the Oklahoma City Thunder in a pivotal Game 4 in the Western Conference semifinals, and they were down 2-1 in the series. Despite the stakes, it was the Thunder who had dominated the game. Kevin Durant was scoring relentlessly off the dribble and just finished an and-one that put the Thunder up 15 with 11 minutes left to go in the fourth. That's when Doc Rivers decided to match up Chris Paul with KD to provide a spark. Despite the discrepancies in height, Paul forced 3 turnovers in a 9-minute span, and by the end of the game, the Clippers had rallied and won Game 4 to tie the series at 2 games apiece. So why did Doc decide to put Chris Paul on KD, and how is this so effective? This is the story of how Chris Paul shut down Kevin Durant in a must-win game. Today's video is sponsored by DraftKings Casino. Are you tired of your fantasy football team losing and need an easy way to have some fun? Well, look no further than DraftKings Casino, the #1 ranked online casino app with over 300 real money games. It has all your favorite games, such as variations of blackjack and roulette. That's why I have partnered with DraftKings Casino to come up with an awesome deal to help you join in on the fun. All new customers who sign up using promo code DanielYT and make a minimum $5 deposit will get that deposit matched up to $100 in casino credits. Now, if you're like me and you live in a state where DraftKings Casino isn't available, check out DraftKings Daily Fantasy app, where you can win cash prizes all season long. My personal favorite is the NBA Free Contest series, where you choose the players that you think are going to pop off that specific night, since you only have to follow how players are doing for one night instead of a whole season. So download the DraftKings Casino app today, use my promo code DanielYT, and you can get your deposit matched up to $100. That is my promo code DanielYT, only at DraftKings Casino. In Game 4, the Clippers never had a lead during the first 3 quarters, largely because their forwards struggled to make Durant uncomfortable when he had the ball. While the Clippers forwards had good size and athleticism, Durant had an extended skill set that he used to take advantage of his matchups. The Clippers started out Game 4 with Matt Barnes on KD. While Barnes had the height to theoretically disrupt Durant, he could not put enough ball pressure to prevent KD from getting to his spots. Since Barnes did not have the mobility to keep up with Durant, KD was able to continuously get proper elevation on his jump shot and started off strong with 11 points in the first. Even when Barnes was able to be in good position to contest the shot, this wouldn't bother Durant since KD had such a high release point and could continue getting his feet set. Barnes had also fouled Durant on a few 3-point shots throughout the game, which only made it worse. LA then decided to put Blake Griffin on Durant, but it was equally as ineffective. While Griffin was very bouncy, he could not anticipate what Durant was going to do. Blake did a good job initially sliding with Durant, but with KD's ability to stop and elevate so quickly, Griffin could not use his athleticism to bother KD's shot in time. As a result, Durant scored 19 points in the first half, which helped the Thunder take control of the game. But interestingly enough, the Thunder may have given the Clippers the answer to winning the game when they tried posting up Durant on Paul in the third quarter. The Thunder wanted to diversify their offense by having Durant hunt Chris Paul on post-ups to the Clippers' advantage. What OKC didn't realize was that Chris Paul was a bad matchup for Durant because Paul was capable of bumping KD off his spots and could take advantage of his shaky ball handling. Now, the Clippers went back to their traditional defense towards the end of the third, which again allowed Durant to get to his spots at will, and the Thunder pushed their lead back to 12 going into the fourth. So for 3 quarters, the Clippers were outmatched by Durant and the Thunder, except for a few possessions, but they realized that Paul posed a unique challenge to Durant. Like Griffin and Barnes, Paul almost had no chance of contesting any jump shot from KD, but he could use his body and hands to push Durant into uncomfortable positions. With only a quarter to go, the Clippers decided that they needed to be more unconventional to gain an edge and pivoted to the one matchup that had shown some signs of success. So with 11 minutes to go in the fourth and the Clippers down 15, Chris Paul is assigned to Kevin Durant in an effort to turn this game around, and it paid dividends immediately. Here, KD tries driving to his left, but he loses the ball as Paul tries to strip it. Durant tries to cross Paul up, but CP3 steals the ball and is able to get a free layup. What also helped Paul out was the Thunder's poor spacing because of their lack of shooting. This allowed the Clippers to leave any non-shooters and bring additional support to Paul when Durant wanted to get the ball. This forced other teammates who are not great shooters to make plays. For example, KD tries to post up Paul, but CP3 fronts him to make the entry pass more difficult. DeAndre Jordan cheats over to discourage Nick Collison from throwing the pass to KD, which forces the Thunder to pass it around, and Butler gets blocked by Crawford. A few possessions later, KD tries posting up CP3 on the other side of the floor, but Paul is able to hold his ground with some help from DeAndre Jordan. This forces OKC to pivot to a Reggie Jackson pull-up jumper, which the Clippers will live with. The poor spacing was a bigger problem because these non-shooters didn't know how to create pressure on the defense with off-ball movement. This made it harder for Durant to punish the Clippers' double teams due to limited passing lanes, which created more turnovers or rush possessions. So in an attempt to avoid the double teams, the Thunder tried running the Westbrook KD pick and roll to get Darren Collison on Durant. However, the Clippers do a great job hedging the pick and roll so Paul can continue guarding KD. Once KD gets the ball, he tries attacking immediately and attempts a very off-balance shot. Since the Thunder were unable to get Darren Collison on Durant, the Thunder try to open up space by isolating Durant against Paul on the right wing. Westbrook moves away to try and give KD more space, but this actually creates the perfect opportunity to trap since Crawford is able to cover Westbrook and Jackson at the same time. The Clippers trap and Crawford intercepts the pass, which leads to a Collison dunk and cuts the lead to 1. As the Clippers picked up their defense, you may have noticed that OKC's lead was cut from 15 to 1. Besides Paul's ability to disrupt Durant with his body and hands, this matchup on defense allowed LA to go small and open up more space in the offense. The Clippers typically play Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan because of their ability to get easy looks in the paint and clean up any misses. So to counteract their strengths, OKC elected to double Blake Griffin as much as possible in Game 4. Since DeAndre Jordan was not a threat to shoot, OKC had the option to put Griffin under duress and rotate if Griffin passed the ball. Overall, Griffin largely struggled to score with these double teams as he tried to force the issue or turn the ball over, which largely stagnated the offense. So to help Blake, Rivers subbed out DeAndre Jordan to see if that could create more space for Griffin in the pick and roll. Since the Thunder's main focus was on Blake Griffin, putting Ibaka in the pick and roll with 3 other shooters on the court would force him to make a decision between Paul or Griffin. The Clippers run horns, which are pick and rolls on both sides, and Blake Griffin runs the dribble handoff with CP3, which forces Westbrook to trail Paul. Now Ibaka has to decide whether he wants to cover Paul or Griffin, and it opens up a layup for Paul. The Clippers continued to run this set repeatedly with success as it threw off the Thunder's defensive game plan and they didn't know how to adjust. Combine that with some excellent defense and easy points in transition, the Clippers went on a 23-8 run to close the lead down to 1. And all of this leads us to the last 2 minutes of the game. To get CP3 off KD, the Thunder run a Reggie Jackson off-ball screen for Durant. Paul does a great job fighting through the screen, but Durant catches the ball in the middle of the floor and scores immediately. On the other end, the Clippers run the same Paul Griffin pick and roll, and the help defender Reggie Jackson comes down to give Ibaka support on Griffin. But he is way too late, and Griffin gets an and 1. After a free throw to tie the game at 94, the Thunder try the same off-ball screen from their previous play. But this time, Chris Paul does a great job denying Durant and getting around Reggie Jackson's screen earlier, which forces Durant to catch the ball way farther out. The Clippers are in great position and double KD immediately, but he's able to draw a foul on the rip-through. This ends up working to the Clippers' advantage as Durant, who is a 90% free throw shooter, misses the first free throw, but he makes the second to give the Thunder a 1-point lead. On the next possession, the Clippers run the same pick and roll again. To prevent Griffin and Paul from getting any easy layups, KD and Reggie Jackson both sink to Griffin on the roll, which opens up Crawford for a wide open 3, and he buries it to give LA their first lead of the game. That lead dissolves quickly as Collison tries pressuring Westbrook 94 feet, which gives him a wide open lane to the basket and he scores. But Collison redeems himself on the offensive end. The Clippers go to their money play and the Thunder collapse on Griffin so he can't get an easy layup off the roll, but this leaves Collison wide open. Paul throws the pass and Darren smartly pump fakes before driving to the rim and finishing with his left. With the Thunder down 2, they try running Durant off the same off-ball screen in the middle of the floor. This time Paul smartly gets behind Durant so he can navigate through Ibaka and Jackson screens, which forces Durant to catch the ball much farther out again. The Clippers double KD, which forces Westbrook to make a play, and he takes an off-balance shot. That leads to a run out for a Collison layup to put the Clippers up 4. But the game was far from over. On the next play, Westbrook isolates against Collison and gets to the rim to cut the lead to 2. With only a 3.5 second difference between the game clock and shot clock, the Clippers wanted to try to run the clock out as much as possible. Paul tries to stall by telling Crawford to go to the wing, but Durant tries to speed up the Clippers by doubling CP3. He then passes it to Collison, who shovels it to Griffin and misses the layup, which gives OKC a chance. Westbrook gets the ball, and you know the rest.
Pelosi to Westbrook. Westbrook puts up a three. Won't go. Ibaka's tip, no good. And the Clippers have tied the series.
With Westbrook's miss, the Clippers were able to tie the series at 2 games apiece by playing as unconventional as they could get. Chris Paul's ability to hold his ground against Durant allowed Doc to go small and opened up more space for the Clippers to score consistently. The Thunder never had the personnel or coaching prowess to make the adjustments necessary to counteract the Clippers' adjustments. And that's how matching up Chris Paul against Kevin Durant allowed the Clippers to keep their season alive. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys want to check out more content, check out these videos here, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.